Kelly join me down at Charlie's?
There you are. Upstairs, buddy. We're going upstairs. Is the doctor okay?
There must be some mistake. Dr. Sanderson and Miss Kelly and I were just going downtown to have a drink. I'd be glad for you to join us, Mr.
Wilson.
Wilson. They have a wonderful floor show.
Oh, yeah? Well, wait till you see the floor show we've got. Upstairs, buddy.
Just a minute, Wilson. Where did you say Dr. Chumley went, Dowd?
As I said, he did not confide his plans in me.
You mean the doctor ain't showed up yet?
Not yet.
Where is he?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
Mr. Dowd walked in here by himself.
Oh, he did, eh? Listen, you. Talk fast or I'm working you over.
I'd rather you didn't do that. And I'd rather you didn't even mention such a thing in the presence of a lovely young lady like Miss Kelly.
Did you see Dr. Chumley tonight, Dowd?
Yes, I did. He came into Charlie's at dinner time. It is a cozy spot. Why don't we all go down there and talk it over with the tall one?
We're going nowhere. Now, I'm asking you a question, and if you don't button up your lip and give me some straight answers, I'm going to beat it out of you.
What you suggest is impossible.
What's that?
You suggest that I button up my lip and give you some straight answers. It can't be done.
Let me handle this, Wilson.
Well, handle it then, but find out where the doctor is.
Dr. Chumley did come into Charlie's place, you say?
Yes, he did, and I was happy to see him.
Go on.
He had asked for me. Naturally, the proprietor brought him over and left him. We exchanged the conventional greetings. I said, "How do you do, Dr. Chumley?" He said, "How do you do, Mr. Dowd?" I believe we said that at least once.
Okay.
I am trying to be factual. And then I introduced him to Harvey.
To who?
A white rabbit, 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
6 feet 3.5.
Okay, fool around with him, and the doctor's probably somewhere bleeding to death in a ditch.
If those were his plans for the evening, he did not tell me.
Go on, Dowd.
Dr. Chumley sat down in the booth with us. I was seated on the outside, like this. Harvey was on the inside against the wall. Dr. Chumley was seated across from Harvey where he could look at him.
That's right, spend all night on the seating arrangements.
Harvey then suggested that I buy him a drink. Knowing that Harvey does not like to drink alone, I suggested to Dr. Chumley that we join him.
And so,
We joined him.
go on.
We joined him again.
Then what?
We kept right on joining him.
Oh, skip all the joining.
You are asking me to skip a large portion of it.
Tell us what happened. Come on, please.
Dr. Chumley and Harvey got into a conversation. Quietly at first. Later on, it became rather heated, and Dr. Chumley raised his voice.
Yeah? Why?
Harvey seemed to think that Dr. Chumley should assume some of the financial responsibility for the joining. But Dr. Chumley didn't want to do that.
I can believe that part of it.
Let him talk. See how far he'll go. This guy's got guts.
I agreed to take the whole thing because I didn't want any trouble. We go down to Charlie's quite often, Harvey and I, and the proprietor is a fine man with an interesting approach to life. And then the other matter came up.
The damn double talk and get on with it.
Mr. Wilson, you are a sincere type of person, but I must ask you not to use that language in the presence of Miss Kelly.
You're right, Dowd. And we're sorry. Now you say the other matter came up.
Yes, there was a beautiful blonde woman, a Mrs. Smethhills, and her escort, seated in the booth across from us. Dr. Chumley went over to sit next to her, explaining to her that they had once met in Chicago. Her escort escorted Dr. Chumley back to me and Harvey and tried to point out to Dr. Chumley that it would be better for him to mind his own affairs. Does he have any?
Does he have any what?
Does he have any affairs?
How would I know?
Please, Mr. Dowd, we're all very worried.
Dr. Chumley then urged Harvey to go with him over to Blondie's Chicken Inn. Harvey wanted to go to Eddie's bar instead. While they were arguing about it, I went to the bar to get another drink, and when I came back, they were gone.
Where did they go? I mean, where did the doctor go?
I don't know. I had a date out here with Dr. Sanderson and Miss Kelly, and I came out here to pick them up, hoping that later in the evening we would run into Harvey and the doctor and make a party of it.
So, you satisfied? You got his story. Okay, you're lying and we know it.
I never lie, Mr. Wilson.
You've done something with the doctor and I'm finding out what it is.
Don't touch him, Wilson.
Maybe he isn't lying, Wilson.
Well, that's all this guy is a bunch of lies. You don't believe the story he tells about the doctor sitting there talking with a big white rabbit, do you?
Well, maybe Dr. Chumley did go to Charlie's place.
And saw a big rabbit, I suppose.
And why not? Harvey was there. At first, the doctor seemed a little frightened of Harvey. But that gave way to admiration as the evening wore on. The evening wore on. That's a nice expression. With your permission, I'll say that again. The evening wore on.
With your permission, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat.
Mr. Wilson, haven't you some old friends you can go play with?
The nerve of this guy! He couldn't come out here with an ordinary case of DTs. No. He has to come out with a 6-foot rabbit.
Stimulating as all this is, I really have to be getting downtown.
Charlie's place? Is Dr. Chumley anywhere around there? He was with Mr. Dowd there sometime this evening. What? Well, you don't need to bite my head off. My, that man was mad. He said Mr. Dowd is welcome there anytime, but his friend is not.
That's Mr. McNulty, the bartender. He thinks a lot of me. Why don't we all go down there and have a drink?
Wait a minute.
Mr. Dowd,
Yes, my dear. May I hold your hand?
if you want. Poor Mrs. Chumley, she's so worried. Something must have happened to the doctor. Won't you try to remember something? Something else that might help her, please?
For you, I would do anything. I would almost be willing to live my life over again. Almost. But I've told it all.
You're sure?
Quite sure. But ask me again, won't you? I like the warm tone you had in your voice.
So did I.
Oh, nuts.
What?
Nuts.
Oh, I really should be going. I have things to do.
Mr. Dowd, what is it that you do?
Well, Harvey and I visit the bars. We have a drink or two and play the jukebox. Soon the faces of all the other people turn toward mine and smile.